Okay, I'm back. Just, I have only like 10 minutes of battery life, maybe less, but I think I can make it. What about the fact that drugs shouldn't be a crime problem? Drugs should be a health problem. Most of them really do harm you. But since I have a right to put whatever in my body, and since it's been practical to do otherwise, I'd say this is more of a health problem. Which means it's your business. It's a personal problem. It's none of the government's business. You're in charge of your own health. We don't need to increase the price of junk foods to, coerce people into buying healthy food. We don't need to legalize drugs so people don't take them. They will anyways. We don't need to force people to get health care when they know whether to get it or not. War on terrorism, are we really gonna spy on everyone and persecute people that probably didn't do it? The TSA is known to not really catch that many people. We're really gonna stand for that war on terrorism? Is it really our business, the government's business, to go into other countries and then tell them what to do only for it to really be for an underlying motive such as oil? I mean, do we really have that right? Maybe we'll just say we anyway, because people support the government through taxes or voting otherwise, so I might as well just say we. Or they. Okay, well, anyways, you know what I mean. War on terrorism doesn't keep you safe. That's the exact opposite, freedom been taken away and all. Okay, we need to focus on individual rights when it comes to the government, and it's gun control, war on terrorism thing, war on drugs thing really isn't cutting it. I mean, can the government really do anything more for you than protect your rights and print the money and maybe some taxes? Consensual or maybe otherwise, I want... What else is bullshit that I can do a quick rundown of? Forced education is the big one with me, obviously. I don't think it's any of the government's business or society how knowledgeable I am, whether I get an education or not, so I really don't think they should be shoving it down my throat. I mean, I really disagree with the argument that, well, if you don't force them to go to school, nobody will go. Well, I call bullshit on that, because there's plenty of people who do want an education that would otherwise go on their own. Plus, the parents can force kids to go to school. I'm just against it being a law. A law. And we don't need truancy officers grabbing kids, putting them in cuffs, putting them in cuffs, and taking them to school. Why is neglecting the need a crime? Why is not going to this place to get a crime? Why is not homeschooling or private schooling even a crime? I didn't harm someone. I didn't inflict force on this. Oh god, I think it was planned. I didn't, act upon someone. It's a lack of action. And I'd say a lack of action should never be a crime. It should be very rare. I mean, did I stop someone else from going to school when I didn't go to school? No. You're free to go. I'm free to stay home. You're free to go if I'm free to stay home. You're free to succeed if I'm free to fail. Because voluntarily choosing not to get an education is basically, you're making yourself fail. And legally, I think that should be okay. And plus, it's all just indoctrination anyway, because, how useful is the information you learn in school, and why are we being taught stuff we don't want to know, we don't want to learn, that isn't useful, it's all just indoctrination. So, I guess technically the public school system isn't corrupt. It's doing what it's made to do. Corrupt means it's made to do something else, but it's doing otherwise, its members are corrupt. They aren't doing their jobs, they're bribed, they're lobbied, they're not the police. Say the police department is corrupt. Well, that means they're supposed to be doing this, but they're doing otherwise. They're doing this. So, in that case, you can use the word corrupt for police, American police. But for a public education system, you can't exactly say that, since the system is working in tune with its original goals, which is to brainwash, to coerce you to obeying authority, respect my authority, that kind of thing. Okay, I went down that one video. I had a big problem. It's corporatism. Okay, you know what? Why don't I just tell you about the government getting involved in the economy? It really sucks. It really sucks. In fact, government's a lot of the reason the economy sucks in the first place, because all this lobbying, all this corporatism, all this subsidies, all these bailouts, all this crony capitalism, that's why the economy sucks. It's not because, the free market failed, we need socialism. I'm talking to you, Bernie Sanders. I mean, a lot of people cite success for socialism as like European countries, like Nordic countries. I'm like, that's bullshit because that's not the reason we're failing. It's the government supporting certain businesses over others. It's lack of activism effort on people's part to hold the businesses accountable. I say instead of turning to the government when the economy's bad, well, look at the businesses, Turn to the businesses. Am I supporting an unjust business? Am I not setting up a lobby when there should be a lobby for this business? Am I not suing enough? Am I buying unjust products? In that case, then you need to act on your part rather than the government, because the government's just gonna make it worse. I mean, we already have, Monsanto with its GMOs and trying to push for laws to have those be hidden. They don't want to let you know what you're eating despite you paying for it, but that's another video. The GM General Motors bailout, for that company that makes big gas guzzling cars, well, that's bullshit. It's a business. They're supposed to earn their money. They're not supposed to rely on taxpayer money when they screw up. You're in charge of your failure. I don't see why people should have to pay for you. Also, government loves control. Okay, well, a real quick thing is the rich, a lot of the corrupt rich, they love to think if I make enough money on my own justly earning it, then I have a right to take other people's money unjustly. Because I earn so much, I have the power to influence the government to allow me to take other people's money unjustly, one way or the other. Like, mandatory car insurance, I think it's bullshit, because what if you can handle your automotive accidents without insurance? And plus, it shouldn't be a free market item. You choose whether to buy it or not. If you need it, you want it, you buy it. If you don't, you don't, And so, a good politician doesn't need to be reminded that you have rights, constantly warned, threatened, they know it, and they respect it. And it's more than just libertarianism or minarchism. It's more about individual rights. You're supposed to be a free human being, individual. You're supposed to be a free individual. You're born with rights. Those rights should be maintained. They aren't gifts for the government. They aren't, you're born with them. You don't need to do things to earn them. If you do a crime, people may have to take them away in relationship to the right that they're taking away.